It's live. Hey guys, how you doing? It's your man Tim Black. Welcome to a new segment that I'm doing called Keeping Them Honest. And my first guest will be here in just a moment. But first, let me tell you, the Tim Black Show is sponsored by our friends over at Financial Health Mentor. Call the Financial Health Mentors today at 314-874-6887 and go to hcortezthornton.com. All right, guys, are you ready? My special guest is none other than H.A. Goodman. H.A., give him some love. Give him some love. What's up, H.A.?
Thank you so much, Tim. I love your show. I'm very happy to be on, and thank you for this great opportunity.
Man, like I said, thank you, H.A., man. It's a pleasure having you, my friend. And let me unbutton this shirt a little bit because this is Keeping Them Honest, and that's what we intend to do. So, H.A. Goodman, man, there's so much to talk about. I know you were just chomping at the bit. You said, man, I got a lot on my mind. I'm just going to kick it off because I feel like maybe I'll just get it started a little bit by saying this. Brother, and try to get your take on this, man. CNN is just horrible, brother. You know, man. They what they're doing, HA, with the way that they're trying to forecast this thing is over. Saying they're going to announce it, saying that there is no hope for the Bernie Sanders campaign, man, and they're throwing in the super delegates, and they're doing the math, but they're not doing the people, brother. What say you about what CNN's doing?
Well, you bring up a great point, and it's the mainstream of cable news and progressive media, which is why you're so important, Tim. Basically, what people are trying to do is this. They're trying to say that it's going to rain tomorrow because they see some storm clouds. But they haven't predicted the weather. From day one, they didn't predict the weather. So the point is they haven't predicted anything. And the way it works is this. The producers of these shows, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever, CBS News, producers say, hey, what do we think people want to hear? Well, we don't want to go out on a limb, because if we went out on a limb and said that, Hillary Clinton is corrupt and she's a liar and she's probably going to get indicted very soon under the Espionage Act, they would be viewed by a lot of viewers as, well, we don't want to hear that. We just want to hear what we think's going to happen.
Wow, that's interesting, man. Yeah. So you think, HA, that maybe they're just kind of like going with the will of the people, like we created this atmosphere where we want to be told what we want to be told, which is doesn't have to be true.
Well, the interesting thing is that they have advertisers, so they can't go out on a limb and, let's say, Coca-Cola or Ford or whatever. They can't go out on a limb and say, you know what, Hillary Clinton, this criminal FBI investigation most likely will give it to Bernie Sanders, because the conventional logic is that Clinton has done so many bad things. People have tuned out. She's too powerful. No one can touch her. And so she's, Teflon, right? So that's the conventional logic. And we have, as a country, have been so kind of almost brainwashed to say that, well, everyone lies, so let's elect the biggest liar in Clinton. Or Trump is crazy, so we can't have Trump. He's going to destroy the planet. Let's go with Clinton. And the mainstream, if you have a multinational corporation controlling a TV station, they're not going to say what you and I see, or they're not going to go ahead, and they're just going to go with the safest programming. So the safest programming is Clinton is going to win. I don't understand now, aside from the cable stations, I don't understand why Hillary supporters don't get what a contested convention is. What do they not understand about a contested fucking convention? Okay? Right. What don't they understand about it? It's very simple. She spent her entire life trying to, with billions of dollars in a foundation, $30,000 a plate dinners, couldn't get it done. She didn't have the pledged delegates. That's why it's a contested convention. Another tiny reason is that she has an FBI criminal investigation. Okay, little tiny thing, right?
Right.
And so the thing is, indictments are not just imminent, they're justified. What she did, no Hillary supporter would put their social security card number, their bank account, their address on someone's private server. Her server was unencrypted for 3 months. She had special access program information, which is top secret and beyond top secret on there. We know that hackers hacked in. Guccifer or Guccifer, whatever, however you want to pronounce the Romanian hacker. He claimed that he got in. I believe him. We know that the Russians and the Chinese and other hackers in other countries attempted to hack in. We actually know a fact that they attempted to hack in. The spin from the Clinton campaign is, well, they didn't get through. Why wouldn't they get through? It was unencrypted for 3 months. You could there's probably some kid someplace, in the country who got through. So the thing is, but
HA, I'm getting the impression, HA, man, and look, I could be wrong about this. I'm just shooting in the wind, man. But I don't think that the average Joe Blow citizen is really paying enough attention to really know what's going on. And those that are paying attention, man, they are just in the tank. They just believe the propaganda. That's why I try not to blame them too much, because the media is telling them the story, and they're just buying into the story that the media is telling.
This is kind of, I agree with you. It's kind of a funny example, okay, or analogy or correlation. But sports, always a metaphor for life. When the Warriors were down 3-1 against OKC,
right?
Okay, you had people saying, Steph Curry, the Warriors, da da da. Even then, right? You heard those people, right? They got off the bandwagon. Now, then they got on the bandwagon really quickly. So the thing is, down 3-1, right, to a very good team. And now they're up 2 games over the Cavs. And so the thing is, the media in our country not only reflects public opinion, in fact, it shapes public opinion more so than it reflects. So the thing is, when people are told something, like, people don't know that Clinton took more money from prison lobbyists than Jeb Bush.
Right.
People don't know that. And people don't care about that because they don't know it.
That's exactly. That's the thing. They don't know it, so they don't care about it, which is just a vicious cycle. So they continue not to know it. And then when you whisper it, they think since it's coming from independent media, I guess, HA, when it comes from independent media, they just discount it. It's like, who's this Tim Black guy? I listen to Rick Blitzer, I listen to, Anderson Cooper, that's my guy, Joy Reid, that's my girl. So that's what they do, HA, and it's like I'm having a hard time, like really understanding what is it gonna take to make people like open their ears and listen. Now, I'm preaching to the choir, man. So are you. Well, we got to get through to those knuckleheads out there, those Hillary supporters, man. Do you know the Hillary supporters who clap when Hillary disenfranchises voters?
And that's the thing. Those people. Political power to those people, that's what counts. Not progressive values. It's not, anything that is of substance. They know that Hillary Clinton is a horrible candidate. They know that. They don't care because they view her as the most powerful Democrat.
Right.
With Bernie Sanders, they don't see what Bernie Sanders did in context. And when you bring up Anderson Cooper, the first debate, Anderson Cooper goes to Hillary Clinton, asked Hillary Clinton this: will you say, and this is verbatim, this is almost verbatim, is, will you say anything to get elected? Now, if someone said that to you, Tim, that's an insult.
Right.
You would be insulted, right?
Right.
If someone said that to me, I would take offense.
Right.
You think Clinton cared? She didn't care at all.
No.
And she just answered the question, same old, typical circumventing the question, didn't really answer it. And so when even Anderson Cooper is saying, hey, you're probably going to say anything to get elected, right? Nobody trusts you, not even me. So the thing is, and that's Anderson Cooper. So the rest of the country is, well, Trump is worse. And let me tell you, I will seriously consider, right now, it's true. Right now, it could be a conspiracy theory that there's collusion between Trump and Clinton, right? Because with everything Clinton, there's no smoking gun. There's no that one thing, except the server will turn out to be the smoking gun. But the thing is, getting back to Trump, this guy is like heaven sent for Clinton. I don't even know what did he do? Like, he played golf with Bill and said, hey, you know what? I bet you a round of golf that I can become president or whatever. And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I said it's sort of like in that movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and John Candy. Not John Candy. The other guy, Dan Aykroyd. That's it, Dan Aykroyd. And they had to bet over the $1. It was like a gentleman's bet. Like, can we take this guy and do whatever we want to him and give him a different life and see how? That's and it looks like that's exactly what we have now. I mean, we had Trump, who's like the embodiment of all evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you saw him tomorrow, like punting a little cute chihuahua on the goalpost,
and he probably did that yesterday. That's probably what he does for fun.
Not surprised. I mean, he's hated so badly that he can't even today. He's getting raked over the coals for saying good things about Ali.
Yeah,
like he's getting crucified today because he actually complimented a Muslim. They saying, "Oh, you can't compliment a Muslim. You just you said all this negative stuff about Muslims. Oh no, you're a hypocrite because now you want to be nice to one that you personally knew for 30 years." and it's funny because it also points out that Hillary relationship that you were just talking about, HJ, because Ali had Muhammad. Well, Ali went to Trump's wedding. I don't know which wedding it was. It was a wedding back in 2005, I think. Yeah, so that's how they really became friends. And they used to go to like charity events together, or they'd meet there. So they were very friendly, sort of like the Clintons, who went to the wedding as well and went to charity events. So, hey, look, I said this in the video on the Day Show, I think it was. I do so many videos, AJ, I forget which one I said in, but I said, at the end of the day, I think Hillary you can't just say this Hillary and Trump combination is a conspiracy theory. Maybe you got to look at it like maybe it's more of a 50-50 toss-up. I mean, because a conspiracy theory, we kind of dismiss that right away. It's like, get your tinfoil hat and go over there and sit down. But now it's like kind of like, I don't know. Good eyes on that thing.
No, I agree with you. I mean, either one benefits. So, I mean, it's a huge commercial for Donald Trump. And the absolute basis for the Clinton campaign is, I'm not as horrible as Donald Trump. That's it. That's it. They don't even pretend anymore. They don't even pretend anymore. Before it was she was the most qualified. They don't even say that because they know it's a joke. So they don't even say she's the most qualified, because then if you know anything about the Iraq war vote, and she repeated it in Libya, then she's a neocon. She pushed for the Keystone XL pipeline, Trans-Pacific Partnership, all these things. She opposed gay marriage. She called black youth super predators. Ashley Williams, a hero in this election, protested her at one of her events. So the thing is, when you look at Clinton, you can't possibly say she's the most qualified, because then you'd have to prove it in a debate. So they don't even go there. They just say, they don't even go there anymore. So they just say, Trump, evil, it's evil Trump. I'm telling you, this election, and that's why Bernie is going to take it, because the thing is, there's a limit. When the FBI does the best case scenario, because people don't understand, it's a contested convention. So I believe Bernie's going to take and win California. But even if Clinton wins California, she won't, and the other states, she won't get the pledged delegates. That's why, if there are Hillary supporters watching, that's why it's a contested convention. So it's going to go all the way to Philly, July 25th. Right. Now, I'm hoping the FBI doesn't royally screw the nation and wait until, after the convention, where you want a Donald Trump presidency, you come out with the indictments after the convention, and then you're looking at President Trump.
I mean, at the end of the day, what do they have on Trump that's so bad that's, the equivalent of FBI indictments? Like, he's a bad person. That's not really illegal.
Yeah, it's not. And also, exactly. It's not illegal. And you know what? People are saying, there was that poll recently, Tim, I don't know if you saw it, about people, a lot of Democrats would still vote for her. Loyal establishment Democrats would still vote with indictments.
Right.
And they might not know what indictments mean because she could very well go to jail in her first term.
I love it, man. I love it that these Democrats are so nice to felons. or potential felons, you know? I mean, I kept saying, look, man, HA, if you and I had a traffic ticket, we couldn't, run for we couldn't get certain levels of clearances with open traffic violations. I mean, I know guys who got turned away from, security clearances for much less. I mean, missed a couple of payments on a TV from 1999, and now you can't get a clearance on something. You got to go pay this bill. But this woman not only had to keep her job, she's running from the biggest office in the land, and people now know it, and they go, hey, man, that's just Hillary, baby.
Exactly.
I just love Hillary.
Exactly. And the thing is, right now, it's almost like people have willingly tuned out. So like you mentioned with the mainstream, we watch TV. For a lot of people, and a lot of people claim to be intelligent and critical thinkers, but if it's not on the big cable stations, they don't want to hear about anything else. So if the big cable stations don't sanction that, hey, Bernie Sanders has a chance, and not only does he have a chance, he's the only Democrat not being investigated, not having a criminal investigation by the FBI. So that's pretty good when you're talking about your chances for a contested convention.
Right. I
mean, what Bernie's been able to do against a machine, a political machine, is unbelievable already. And I can't stand when people say he should drop out. For what? So the Republicans don't know every bad thing about Clinton? They don't have the internet?
That's the idea, HA. It's as if Bernie didn't say Hillary had an FBI indictment, no one would know. It's only because Bernie said it, like you said, like the Google doesn't work on the Trump staff. Like none of them have Bing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I can hear Rachel Maddow's voice right now saying that you're really making it hard. You're going negative on Hillary, and oh, come on, Rachel.
And the thing with Rachel Maddow, what she did, she had a segment where it was, and I know you did a great segment on that, but she had another segment with printing out the papers, with the Freedom of Information Act laws. So she said, can you believe how much paper Hillary Clinton would have to print out? And my first thought was, well, then don't sign up for the job. If printing paper is too much for you, you should have said to President Obama, you know what? I really want to be Secretary of State, but I can't print out the paper. So, and by the way, you know what Clinton should have said? Because President Obama's worst mistake was Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. Yes. And he stated his worst mistake was Libya, and guess who pushed for Libya? But the thing with this is President Obama, and this is also a theory I have, but I really do think that President Obama needs a Clinton indictment.
Really?
Because if he doesn't get this nipped in the bud, if he doesn't get this squared away right now, then people are going to say, President Obama, are you lying about knowing in 2015? Because he said that I didn't know Clinton had a private server up until March of 2015 when everybody else found out. But there's already a trail of many emails from Clinton to the White House. And it doesn't say state.gov. Oh. So the thing is President Obama now, if he doesn't get this wrapped up, like taken care of, because we know that Michelle and the First Lady and President Obama don't like the Clintons anyway.
Right.
We know that they don't like them anyway. We know that Hillary Clinton used a racist 3 a.m. ad, and she that photo of Barack Obama in African attire to try to say that he was Muslim and not Christian. So we know these things, and we know the depths that she would go to. She didn't leave against President Obama because she brought out the assassination of RFK, of Bobby Kennedy. So, and now she wants Bernie to leave. So what I think is President Obama had a Secretary of State who's now under FBI criminal investigation. This is not good for the president. No one's talking about it. Absolutely nobody. But once the cable stations start asking questions, it takes them a long time. And I don't know, Tim, if you know, after the State Department came out with its report saying that she completely broke guidelines and nobody gave her authority at the State Department, so she got no authority. She lied about the convenience excuse. The next question is this. If the FBI doesn't recommend indictments, let's say they don't, Okay,
Right.
this is the best, the wet dream for Hillary supporters is that they don't. Okay,
Right.
every Republican on the planet and this Democrat right here is going to ask, well, okay, now how is it legal? Number one, but the Republicans are going to say, wait, what's the president's role in this? Who gave her the authority?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's legal now to put top secret information on a private server, bring home Jeffrey Sterling, who is a CIA whistleblower. Jeffrey Sterling had documents in his house. I'm sorry, that's Thomas Drake. He gave documents that were retroactively classified to a journalist. Retroactively classified. Nobody else leaked the documents. She had 22 top secret emails with special access program information on a private server.
Right.
The internet, everyone gets access to the internet.
Right.
So and Jeffrey Sterling is serving jail time now. And he was charged under the Espionage Act. Same with NSA whistleblower Thomas Drake. So they were, and this was retroactively classified information, and they indicted Thomas Drake under the Espionage Act. Now he won the case, but the thing is, the intelligence community is absolutely screwed if she gets away with it, because they can't. Now it's the Clinton. They can go and say precedent. Well, you know what? I had my own private server. Clinton got away with it, so I can.
Right. Right. And to me, AJ, I'm looking at it like at the end of the day, there's no way they can not indict. They have to indict. What about these soldiers? I heard there were like 17 soldiers who said they would give up their jobs or something crazy. I think Debbie, the same progressive, she was talking about it, the Signet. She was talking about it. And I was like, I heard about the story, and it was kind of blowing my mind because I didn't know they were coming out so fiercely. So there are a lot of people very upset about like the lack of action on the FBI's behalf on this investigation, how much they're dragging their feet, and they really want to see something done. But I think I saw Cenk Uygur. He was being interviewed. I think it was on MSNBC. I could be wrong. Where he was also bringing up the superdelegate math, and they have this contemptuousness, like, so you want Hillary to be indicted, huh?
Yeah, I do.
You wanted to be indicted, and it's like, well. Did she break the law? I mean, Hillary had no problem with locking up super predators. She had no problem locking up teenagers back in the 90s, throwing away the key on people with marijuana. To this day, she has no problem with someone having a little bit of weed getting hit with a 3-strike law.
Yep.
She does not want to decriminalize marijuana, and it could cost you.
Marijuana.
My son's about to go to college, and he's 18 years old, and she doesn't mind. She doesn't care if one day him and his friends at the dorm are caught with some weed, a couple of joints, and they lose their careers over it.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's the type of person that people want in the White House. And people generally have tuned out. They hear the name Clinton, and that's it. And they see and they know that. And I'm going to do a segment or write an article soon about. And I even tuned out about this because a while back I heard, that she when she was a criminal lawyer. Or when she was a lawyer in Arkansas, she defended a child rapist. A 12-year-old girl was raped by a man that Hillary Clinton defended. She is on tape, Tim. You hear her laughing that the man she was defending actually passed the polygraph. And then she went ahead and said, well, that now I've lost all faith in polygraphs. Okay? And then you hear the spin from even like Snopes.com or that website actually says that she was laughing about the polygraph, but then the next sentence is well, she wasn't laughing at the outcome. Well, of course she's laughing at Daily Beast also did a thing on that, but even the way they did it was like so deferential to Clinton. Well, she was a lawyer, and she's just not. And the thing is,
that's just her job. Yeah, that's just what they paid her to do.
She didn't have
the kids.
Exactly. She didn't have to defend a rapist. Number one. Number two, the woman who was abused by this man that Clinton defended. She was on CNN a couple years back talking about everything when she heard the tape of Clinton laughing about the man with the polygraph. So the thing is this: is that sexist? right? Clinton always says, you know, you can't point at me. That's sexist. You can't shout. That's sexist. They have completely redefined the term, the definition of sexism. Basically, don't ever say anything to Clinton because then it's sexist.
Everything is sexist.
Yeah, everything is sexist now. So the thing is, here is Hillary Clinton, who defended who, as a criminal lawyer, defended a child rapist. Okay, and had to go ahead and say things about the 12-year-old girl in order to defend, this person. So I understand it's the law, and I understand it's a criminal, but she didn't have to take it, and she could have left the law firm if she's so into women's rights. She could have said, you know what, boom, I left the law firm. I mean, you talk about Muhammad Ali and how great he was. How many years that he was, 3 or 4 years that he is in his prime? That, I mean, and that doesn't exist today. You know, that type of thing doesn't exist today. Certainly doesn't exist with Clinton. I mean, the antithesis of what Ali did is Hillary Clinton's entire life. I mean, she's so opportunistic. And the thing is, you know what? And that gets me back to Bernie. When you look at what Bernie Sanders did voting against the Iraq war, 2 years after, or a year and a half after 9/11, okay? So he voted against the Iraq resolution.
Very risky.
Yeah. I mean, that's political suicide. Right. And not only did Clinton vote for it, in 2004, she didn't regret it because she said on CNN that it was in the context of weapons of mass destruction. In 2005, she visited Iraq with John McCain and said, get this, the Iraqi insurgency is failing, and that parts of Iraq were functioning well. She didn't say it was a mistake. She quote unquote mistake until shortly before battling Obama in 2008. Then she pushed for the bombing of Libya. And now President Obama says that's his worst mistake because now Libya is safe havens now for ISIS. And there was chaos and civil war there.
But you know what, though, H.A., I always look at it like this, and I think a lot of people in the media kind of miss it, and that is Hillary's had a lot of opportunities to do things that would make her shine favorably in the public eye, but she misses the boat every time. I mean, just think if you had as much power and as much influence as Hillary, where has she been the last 5 years, man? You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Where has she been? What has she really been doing other than giving speeches and collecting money? You know, she could have been out there doing positive things, H.A., and hanging her hat on it and changing the narrative around. I mean, if she was the person she wants to be or claims to be, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest points to make about Clinton. How many times does she bring up the NRA in 5 years? Okay, none. She didn't bring up guns. You think she brought up guns?
Right.
None. After Michael Brown was shot, 3 weeks she waited. People on Twitter were just making fun of her left and right because she didn't want. And when there were riots, when there was like the flames burning, she was nowhere to be found. So the thing is, she's always. You never get an answer from Clinton that could hurt her politically.
Right. Even when they did the hot sauce thing, I know you saw the interview with the Breakfast Club and Hillary was on there and they asked her what is something she keeps with her at all times. She said the hot sauce thing. And now look, some people say, oh, she was just joking or whatever. But when Charlemagne said, hey, Hillary, they're going to say you're just catering, you're just pandering to the black people. And Hillary's like, well, is it working? Also, but you know the thing about that moment that no one brings up, she could have easily said, no, I'm not pandering. I really do keep hot sauce with me. Hey, security guy who I make life miserable for, bring me my purse and bring me my hot sauce. Show these people that I'm not pandering. But she didn't do that, did she, Jay? Because she is pandering and she doesn't care.
And she's got no hot sauce in that purse.
Got no damn hot sauce in the purse.
No damn hot sauce. But the thing is, you know what? It's all funny about the hot sauce thing. It's like, gee, what can we do to make this person human? What can we do?
It was planned, AJ. We know it was planned, man.
I know. Hot sauce. That'll make me seem human. And so the thing is, it's like, you can't seem human with your policies. So she miraculously agreed with supported gay marriage in 2013, and she opposed gay marriage up until 2013. That's in an Atlantic article titled "Hillary Clinton's Gay Marriage Problem." What Democrat, what progressive was against gay marriage in 2012? Was there anyone voting Democrat saying, you know what, I just don't believe gay people should get married? Nobody, but Clinton was, right?
Right.
Who is against the legalization of marijuana? If you're a Democrat, who is against the legalization? You know, I used to have my marijuana license in California. So, and I live in California. So
Go ahead, HJ.
So no, I mean, I don't have it expired. But the thing is, you know what? I could just, and I use it just to go to bed. It makes me sleep. Okay. But the thing is, I would be smoking marijuana, and it's like in another state, I know they go to jail for it.
Right.
So I'm doing something that somebody would be literally in jail for, or pay a big fine, or have to spend at least a night in jail. And the thing is, in Los Angeles, boom, you go to a pot dispensary.
Right.
You got your card.
Good. All good,
baby. Yeah, you're good. You can do whatever you want. And so the thing is, it's like Hillary Clinton. What Democrat is against that? I mean, it's just overt. It's not even.
Yeah, it's like it's all tied, and it's all tied into the same thing, which is this running thread that you really aren't about reforming the system. Like,
no.
That's the thing, because when you look at the numbers and you realize that the police officers use marijuana as, forget there being a gateway drug to cocaine or heroin, it's a gateway ticket into the system.
Oh yeah,
that's the problem.
The biggest gateway to heroin is alcohol. So if you abuse alcohol, you're going to abuse everything. But you mentioned something, Tim, and this is what people don't understand, why I'm so passionate, why you're so passionate about Bernie, why people are so passionate about Bernie Sanders. We need structural change. So when Hillary Clinton says, can you find a vote in the Senate that, can you find a reason that the $153 million I took in from Wall Street since 2001, along with Bill, can you find a vote that was affected by that $153 million? Wall Street doesn't, first of all, Congress doesn't vote on structural change. Congress hasn't even given the president formal authority to fight ISIS. So Congress, at every step of the way, Congress just circumvents and evades responsibility. So there was never a vote to break up too big to fail banks. If there was, she would vote against it. Bernie would vote for it. Bernie wants to break up too big to fail banks. That's the point. The point is she took the money because Wall Street doesn't give a damn about Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank is nothing. So they're still in 2014. Elizabeth Warren was complaining that that Citigroup actually wrote part of a law, okay, or a spending bill,
Like, so, it's really going to hurt itself.
Yeah. So exactly. So the thing is, structural change. You break up too big to fail banks, because the whole point that euphemism, too big to fail, it's if it fails, if it goes bankrupt, we bail it out to the tune of trillions. The economy tanks. And the global economy tanks. So the thing is, it's like we're in an age, Tim, where if we need to suffer right then and there, or else we just think that it'll never happen again. Because 8 years ago, that's like ancient history to us. Yeah. So when Bernie says, we need to break up the banks, and then Hillary supporters say, no, we don't. That's, These were the same people complaining about Bush. These were the same people saying Bush tanked the economy. And now when Bernie Sanders wants to actually do something about it, and people say, well, Bernie's a communist or a socialist or whatever. He's a democratic socialist who wants to ensure that we don't rescue failed corporations like a communist would. Okay, so we put billions and billions and billions of dollars into the TARP program, Troubled Assets Relief Program, to save failed, bankrupt investment banks and corporations. That's what the Fox News socialists would do, and Bernie Sanders wants to ensure we don't do that.
Right.
So it's like you got to spell out everything to these Hillary supporters, Tim. They don't. It's like they're like slow. They're not following the news.
But you know what? I think America is slow. I think the Republicans are slow. I think the independents are getting it. I think maybe they've been ahead of the curve for a while. HA, let me take a break. Let me take a pause, man, to pay a couple of bills. Look, let me take a pause for a moment to talk about my friend H. Cortez Thornton, a.k.a. Financial Health Mentor to the working class, bringing practical, proven wealth-building strategies to working class men and women all across the country. Since we're talking about banks, what about minimizing taxes, eliminating debt, and freeing up cash you need to invest? Call the Financial Health Mentors today at 314-874-6887. They got a free download for you at hcortezthornton.com. Free download. It's a PDF. Tell them that Tim Black sent you, and they're going to take good care of you. Get your finances in order. I got a great question for you, HA. At least it's something I became knowledgeable of just before the show. They say Obama's going to come out and endorse Hillary tomorrow. Have you heard that?
Okay.
What's your gut reaction to that news?
You know what? I've always expected President Obama to endorse Clinton. And you know what the thing is? Hillary Clinton's like a mafia boss. Okay? So you can't she's like,
what is this? What is this, Obama? You haven't endorsed this? Hey, Obama, you don't help me. I can't help you, you know?
Exactly. She's like a mafia boss. So the thing is, and obviously President Obama is more powerful than Clinton, but it's the same system. I don't think that President Obama is going to say, hey, you know what? You effed up my legacy. Now I got to deal with an FBI criminal investigation because the Russians have our top secret emails. Thanks a lot, Clinton. He's not going to say that. He's going to endorse, because President Obama he's a brilliant man. Politically, he's a brilliant man. In terms
he's a sellout.
He's a sellout on a lot of things.
Look, all of them are HA. Look, I work with these guys in DC, and here's the deal, man. Like, these people can be the greatest people you ever get to know, but you got to really get to know them. This is on their downtime. This is on a side note. Like, if you hang out with them and then you go have a drink with them, they're cool. But when they're at work, they're at work. It's a whole different identity. It's the system.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. He's gonna sell out on a whole bunch of things, on war, on the Trans-Pacific Partnership, on a whole bunch of things. Obama has sold out. But the thing that he has to do, he's going to play ball with Hillary Clinton because he has to. So he's going to say, just like he didn't even want her as Secretary of State, he had to put her as Secretary of State.
Right.
So he's going to, so the system. So he's going to play ball, and he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to endorse you now. I really think, Tim, and this is just my theory because I've done a lot of research on this email issue, and I don't see how. There's no way Clinton gets out of this. No way at all. Bernie's going to take it. And he's going to take it the last moment, and everyone's going to have to pivot except Tim Black, except H.J. Goodman, except a whole bunch of people. And so the thing is, I think that President Obama, I think that what he's doing right now, publicly, he's saying, yeah, you know, Clinton didn't harm national security, but my worst mistake was Libya, hint, hint, you know, a whole bunch of other things.
Which is Hillary Clinton, right.
And so I think that he needs indictment, because if he doesn't get Clinton indictment, now the precedent under the Obama administration is that you could jeopardize state secrets. Then the Republicans have a field day, because when President Obama has his library a couple of years, he wants to just relax. He doesn't want to go to law. He doesn't want to go to trials and have judicial watch all over all these things. He knows what he needs to do now, and that is ensure that the person who jeopardized state secrets in Hillary Clinton, because she did, and President Obama knows this, he's going to play ball, you know, in terms of public relations.
Right.
On the down low, he's saying, give me those indictments, get me the heck out of here, because this person, Hillary Clinton, is a loose cannon. We talk about Trump being loose, he is, but Trump's about money.
Yeah.
Trump is about money. It's hotels. She's about political power at the expense. If she has to incarcerate Americans, she will. If she has to be pretend that she's against marijuana, she'll do it. Doesn't matter if she hurts.
That's right. You know, a chicken for every pot. You want to make that dogs for every pot? I'm with it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, I have no backbone. I have no ethics at all. I'm here to get elected. What do you want? Whatever flavor, what they would say,
Exactly.
the flavor of ice cream, whatever flavor you want this to be is the flavor it'll be.
Exactly.
I'm Hillary Clinton for president. But I tend to think this about the Obama endorsement, man. Like you, man, I don't care. Yeah. Who Obama endorses does not affect who I endorse or who I feel should be the best president or be the best president. Yeah. At the end of the day, man, I think that every Bernie supporter, and I'm hoping every Bernie supporter stays the course regardless of what they hear. You got to cut off that mainstream media, man.
You got to stay the course, and you got to be strong and passionate. You're a Bernie supporter. Watch Tim Black, and
watch H.A. Goodman.
Thank you. And one quick thing, Tim, I'm calling it right now. Indictments are going to hit, and guess who the Hillary Clinton campaign and the supporters are going to come after when the indictments hit? Barack Obama. Trust me on this. They are going to say President Obama knew. The best friend of Clinton. They are going to say he knew. And then President Obama is going to be like, you know what? He's like, you know what? You just take care of yourself.
Dirty Clinton.
Yeah.
Crooked Hillary.
Crooked
Hillary.
Is going to go after Obama because the go-to now, if she gets indicted, the first thing they're going to say is Obama knew. If they, I can't wait for that to happen because then it'll come full circle. Oh wait, she used racism. Then she pretended to be his best friend. Now it'll come full circle, and she's going to say the president knew. All these progressive writers who claim to love President Obama, they're going to say the president knew, and that's an attack. You know, Tim, that's an attack.
That would be beautiful. That would be so poetic. It would be so devious and underhanded, but it would be so beautiful. I'm thinking about all of my Southern black folks who was sitting there watching Hillary drape herself with Obama. Oh, I just love me some Obama. Obama's my friend. Oh, Barry. And now she's going to throw him to the wolves like the lying, thieving, conniving, backstabbing Jezebel. She always was. The opportunist just playing the game. Hey, even Robert Reich said Hillary's the best candidate for the system that we currently have, not for the system that we want.
Yeah, and the system that we currently have is completely
corrupt.
KED, corrupt. And the system that we currently have needs structural reform. Bernie's going to take it because you know what, Tim, and really quick, and man, I love being here on this show. I love the show, man. I think that with Clinton and this email thing and other things too, she pissed off the wrong people this time. And she pissed off the wrong people. The intelligence community is going to come after her. And it's one thing, you know, Hillary Clinton has spent an entire career hurting the constituencies, all different constituencies that she's supposed to protect. And she got away with it politically. Now what's going to take place, she pissed off the NSA, the FBI, the CIA, the National Geospatial Agency, the entire American intelligence community. They're going to come after her. The FBI, she basically told the FBI to go F themselves. She basically said that they're going to come after her very soon.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to piss off people. Hey, I'm Hillary.
Exactly. And I think that she's powerful. But you know what? If you're powerful and you have powerful enemies and those powerful enemies gang up on you,
right,
you're going down. So this is not over. It's just the beginning. It's the first inning. After California, whatever happens, I think Bernie's going to win. He's already up in polls. It's a contested convention. If there's a Hillary supporter listening or a writer listening, it's a contested convention. It's going to July 25th. Bernie's not backing down. And I'm waiting, and I'll say it overly, I'm waiting for the FBI to indict Hillary Clinton or to recommend indictments for the DOJ. Once those indictments hit, end of campaign, Bernie takes it, he destroys Trump, he becomes president. That's it.
I love it, man. I love it.
Thank you.
Look, H.A., man, thank you for joining me on the first edition of Keeping Them Honest. H.A., you've been a great guest, man. I know you got to go. Look, guys, this is right in the middle of the day for H.A. He's got stuff he has to do, but he will definitely be back, man, next Monday if possible. H.A.?
I would love to.
H.A., that's it, man. You guys got it, man. H.A., any closing words, man?
Tim, you're awesome. I appreciate everything that you do. If you live in California, vote Bernie Sanders tomorrow. We're going to take it, Tim. And if Bernie supporters right now, you're down 3-1. You're the Warriors against OKC. And then you're going to come back, win it all. So the thing is, keep strong, keep fighting.
Yep.
July 25th is going to be contested, and Bernie's going to win. Hey, thank you so much, Tim.
You got it,
I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Just sound off, man. Guys, do me a favor. Go follow H.A. Goodman on YouTube at H.A. Goodman. That's his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter at H.A. Goodman Author. And follow him on the internet at www.hagoodman. Come on, guys. Give it up for H.A. Goodman. And look, guys, let me jump over and see if we got any comments, any questions for the Q&A, man. We didn't get to Q&A just due to the amount of time. That's all it was, guys. I didn't actually have the app turned on for Q&A. But okay, so look, HA brought up a couple of analogies on sports analogies. I want to wrap up the show by saying this. What about the OKC versus the Golden State Warriors? So like there was a Western Conference Finals, man. That was before the finals. What we're watching now when we're watching the Cavaliers play Golden State, that's nothing, guys. It's horrible. It's not good TV. It's not a good sporting event. It's atrocious. I mean, the Golden State Warriors are wiping the floor with the Cavaliers, and that's going to continue. I see this going only 4 games. Okay, all right. Well, 5 games, 5 and done. Okay. Here's the deal. The last series was the Western Conference Finals when Oklahoma City was playing Golden State. That's what we're in right now. That's the Democrats. That's Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. What happens after that? If it's not Bernie involved, it's nothing. It won't be a real contest. See, right now, this is the only Democrat versus Republican matchup that you're going to see this political season. That's right. You heard it. The only Democratic-Republican matchup that you will see is between Hillary and Bernie Sanders, because if they take this away from Bernie Sanders, then all you have is Trump and Hillary. And folks, that is 2 Republicans. Not 1 Republican. That's 2 Republicans. To me, Hillary is Republican light. I don't know what Trump is. He's not a Democrat. He's not a Republican. I don't know what he is, but he falls under the label of Republican. You understand what I'm saying? So similarly to the Golden State Warriors defeating OKC, we have the same situation right now. That's the real game. That's what really counts. That's why we got to stick in it. You got to stay in it and be in it. All right? All right, guys, I want to get your comments. I want to get your thoughts. I'm going to switch this over to the main show. Before I do, listeners, let me just add that the Tim Black Show is sponsored by our friends over at Financial Health Mentor. Call the Financial Health Mentors today at 314-874-6887 and go to hcortezthornton.com. They're going to help you out with some financial management, guys. Get your finances in order. You need to, because these 1%ers aren't going to take care of us. They're not going to have our back. They're not going to look out for us. And we need support, our own support. We got to get our own agendas correct, all right? All right. Once again, guys, this is a new segment. I hope you guys like it. Give me some feedback on it. And remember, if you want to come on the show, if you want to be a part of the Tim Black Keeping Them Honest show, which is going to air every Monday, hit me up and we can work it in, okay? It's a new segment. I might even make more segments. We might do this more often. All right? Stay tuned. Go see me at IamTimBlack.com for a live show where you can call in and voice your opinion. That's right. I'm Tim Black. I'm out. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. News for people who can't stand the news. I'm out.